if we can get this to, okay, recording. So I wanted Charity to come on, as we've been doing, having like a guest speaker for every training so far we've had this year, just to get her perspective, because I think we all get weirded out when talking to people that are athletes. We're like, we get intimidated by them. And Charity just has this amazing way to just take ownership and belief in what you know in our company, and just, giving some insight of, so that we don't have to be weird around athletes or people that we know that work out. And just her presentation is just amazing. I love it. So Charity, and then at the end, if you guys have questions, write them down, and we can ask them. But I want to be respectful of our time, so if we can keep it around 20 minutes, is that okay, Charity, with you?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, perfect. All right, so if you don't mind sharing a little bit about your story, you can share as much of it as you want, how you were introduced and how you've incorporated into your life and where you're at now, and I'll just let you go from there in your story.
Oh, well, thanks. And you're so sweet just to have me on. And I'm just excited to share a little bit with all of you guys. So thanks for spending a little bit of time with me. I was actually introduced to Isagenix about 4 years ago, mainly just because I was a tired trainer. I was a gym owner, and I was a personal trainer and a nutrition specialist. And I was just flat exhausted because I was working. I was not only seeing all of my clients, every hour, client after client, but I'm trying to run my gym, and I was the marketer, and I was the secretary, and the business owner, and you name it, I was it. And so it was hard, and I was working a lot of hours, and so I stopped taking care of myself. And so I kind of put on a few sticky pounds and was really tired, and was waking up in the middle of the night just with anxiety, just because of the stress that I had just to keep the gym open. I was responsible for thousands of dollars a month just to break even and keep the doors open. And that was not even making $1 for myself, being a business owner. And so, and that's actually that was one of the reasons why I became open to Isagenix. But I had a friend introduce it to me, and I just really wanted more energy. And I knew it was network marketing, and I wanted absolutely nothing to do with the business side of things. But I looked at the products, and I was very, very impressed just with where the products came from, and the sourcing of the products, and how they put them together, and the balance of all of not only the carbs, fats, and proteins, but even just the minerals and the trace minerals and all of the nerdy things that, for me as a nutrition coach, that was something that really excited me. And so I was like, okay, I'll put this stuff in my body. And so I did, and I'll be honest, I did not cleanse like a champ. I sucked at cleansing. I had a headache. I hated it. I'm pretty sure I returned a couple of the products. I don't even know what happened. But then maybe I want to say a week later, we had that magic aha moment of waking up, and I felt incredible. And it was like someone had plugged me back in, and I just had tons of energy, and I felt great, and people started to notice. And so knowing that it was network marketing, like I said, I was so turned off to the business side of things. And it was just because of my perception of it. I was the personal trainer, and I wasn't a salesperson, and I helped people. And all of a sudden, not realizing that that's what we do with Isagenix. And so I kind of accidentally started doing the business, even though I was so closed off to it, because my clients noticed, my friends noticed, my family noticed. I did a couple posts about it on Facebook, even reluctantly, not wanting to do the business. Janie Elo, she even called me after I even enrolled, I did a challenge. Janie Elo called me, and she was like, "Hi, so what do you think of network marketing?" I'm like, "I hate it. like, I'm never doing this business. And she was like, okay, we'll just keep not doing the business because I think you're really close to like 1 star or something. Like, I don't even know what happened, but, so just to kind of reassure you guys, if you're just starting out or if things were kind of a hot mess, and like at my back office, like the top of my tree is just a hot mess because I was just enrolling people wherever and whenever and however and whatever it was. And I didn't have it all together and I didn't have to figure it out. And I just did it. And so just to reassure you if that's you. And so all of a sudden I got my kind of our little tax form back, and I realized like, wow, like I made a significant amount of money not doing this business on purpose. Like I was purposely not doing this business. And so I decided I should probably learn about it. And so the same friend that started me, she kind of dragged me to Celebration. Her and Kelly both dragged me to Celebration. And well, that was where I really, really caught the vision of our incredible company and just how many thousands of people's lives that it was really impacting physically, which was a big aha moment for me. Because for me, I was so in my own little tunnel vision bubble of just my gym and work and training, and what I was doing wasn't sustainable for my husband and I. We wanted to have a family, and we just wanted to be involved in other things, and neither one of us could. And so I really saw the vision of what the products could do. I remember my aha moment was standing there and seeing all of the IsaBody Challenge people and seeing the 100-pound club. Because for me, that was a lot of who I'd worked with as a health coach. And so that was a really big aha moment. But then it was also an aha moment for me when it was the physical side, but then the financial side of things, where all of a sudden, they have the 6 and the 7-figure income earners, and it's this big, huge stage full of people with these, that are earning 6 and 7 figures. And I was like, and a lot of the times, like when I saw someone walk across the stage, I was like, if that guy could do it, I could totally do this. Like I forget the couple's name, but they're like the older couple. If you guys have been to events, like they're the ones that always wear like the 80s track suits. Like I think I saw them. Like if they could do it, I could totally do it. And so I went on a mission, and I'm still on that mission, which is exciting. But so that's kind of part of my story there. And there's definitely been ups and downs, and there's been moments of sprinting versus running versus jogging versus walking in my journey with Isagenix. But I do want to share a few stats with you guys. I know I shared these on the call with Anne that we had when I did that 3-way call. But when it comes to network marketing, when it comes to Isagenix, on average, the first year, a person can expect to probably get their products paid for. On average, by year 3, someone consistently sharing and enrolling up new people, and they can expect to have a full-time income. On average, someone can, by year 5, can expect to have a 6-figure income, and by year 7, that person will be in the top 100. So once I saw some of those numbers, I was like, okay, like I'm in for life. Like I can be on auto ship. I can put these awesome products in my body and continue to feel good. But I also know that it's not going to happen overnight. It's not a quick fix thing. It's not a get rich quick. It's something that I'm going to have to be consistent at. It's something that will be a part of my lifestyle, just like the shakes are, just like working out is, just like brushing my teeth is. It's a part of my lifestyle. And so that's where Isagenix fits in. And so if you can have that mindset of being on auto ship for 7 years or for 10 years and continue to share it, then the numbers will come. So if you aren't where you want to be, which I know for me, I'm not where I want to be, and I'll just be honest, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, and then we'd start to should all over ourselves. But it's there, and the potential is there. And so as long as you can consistently share it over the next 10 years, the numbers will come. Side note. So now going into talking with whether it's personal trainers or Group X instructors or athletes, because I'm also a part of Team Isagenix. and it can be intimidating, and it can even be intimidating for me. I don't train in person anymore. I do have some online programming stuff that I do. But it can be intimidating because for the most part, like, I'll be honest, like for me as a trainer, like I was the hardest person to get enrolled or to get to look at products or to get to look at network marketing because of my mindset or my perception about it. I think people are getting a lot more open-minded about it because they understand that it's a good thing to have a tool like amazing products in their tool belt for their clients. And so if you can be very approach trainers and athletes in a way that still keeps them as the expert. So if maybe you're someone at the gym, I know for me, I had a lot of people come up to me in the gym and they would say, oh, well, you should do this. And it's like, that would be like, so like the gym was my workspace. Like, say if you go to your hairdresser and you're like, oh, well, you should, mix this color and this color and this color, and this is how you should like do the foils. Like all of a sudden you start to tell the hairdresser how to do their hair. It's kind of like, whoa, like, who are you? Right. So in the nicest way possible, but trainers can kind of be snobby. And so I would definitely approach it not in the fact that you want to tell them what to do, but almost in a way that you want to honor their position, because a lot of them have dedicated their lives to the fitness industry and to helping people look better, to feel better, to to work with their health and with their fitness. And so if you can say, hey, I'm wondering if you are open to checking out some ingredients. I started taking some stuff and I would love your expert opinion on it. And if you can say those words to a trainer, you stroke their ego, because especially people like for me, I am an expert and I don't say that in a bragging way, but it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert in an arena of whatever it is that you're doing. And I probably put in 100,000 hours. I don't even know. So I consider myself an expert in the health and nutrition field. And so when someone would come in and they would try and tell me what to do, I was kind of snobby about it. And that was definitely my bad. And I've changed a lot and grown a lot over the years. But sometimes trainers can be like that because it's just kind of is the culture sometimes in certain gyms. So if you can just really approach them as an expert, they'll be a lot more open to checking things out. And then for me, what really started to shift my brain to understand about sharing Isagenix was that most of the girls anyways. And, it's like some of the best clients that I had, they were friends of friends and family of friends, or, friends of family, or whatever it was, that someone loved me as a person or me as a trainer. And then they saw good results. And so then their friends noticed and they started telling me about it, or they would check into my gym or whatever it might've been. So once I realized that I was doing nothing different, when it came to Isagenix, but it also gave me an arena to share with people all over the world. And I could make a bigger impact, not just with the people that I could see and that could fit into my schedule, but also just with people that I could connect with and work with people over the phone. So like, as I'm here in Mexico, I've been able to coach people right from the pool or right from the beach, or I'm sitting out here on our balcony and I'm like sweating my butt off because it's really humid. I think I'm getting like bit by a couple of bugs, but that's okay, because you guys, it's like we're in Mexico for 5 weeks, and this was never even possible when I had my gym or when I was a full-time trainer, because it was like if I would have left my gym, even if we went to the mountains for a couple of days, it was like, oh my gosh, is this thing gonna like fall apart? Is it gonna, are people gonna come back? It was tough. And could I have made it work? Absolutely. Could I have, grinded it out? Absolutely. Did I want to? No, because my husband and I wanted to start a family. So I built Isagenix, see that full-time income so that we could have a family. And so now we do. And my son is 7 months old, and I feel incredible at, being at the bikini, being at the pool or at the beach in a bikini 7 months postpartum, and everyone's like, okay, like what's going on? Like my abs show, and then they're all really excited for me. And so that's made it even just more great conversations, just about Isagenix and even more contacts. So those are kind of some of the points that I know we talked about. And is there anything else that you want me to touch on or share?
Here, let me unmute herself. Okay, so we talked a lot. Okay, so that was more of the athlete or the personal trainer. So if you are at the gym, because I know a lot of us, work out not to, be bodybuilders or anything, but just at the gym, do you have any tips for us, just to, so at the gym that I work out at, or, Megan or anybody on the phone works out at, and you see somebody else there, how do you approach, because you gave a great suggestion on, hey, to a trainer, can you look at these ingredients and let me know what you think? I'd love your expert opinion. What about somebody that you've gotten to know at the gym, and you want to bring it up? What is a good way, or what have you found that was a good way to approach those people?
Yeah, so a lot of it is just really having authentic conversations. Sometimes it's meeting someone. Like I love to go meet new people in a fitness class and then friend them on Facebook. And I have a video on my YouTube channel where it talks about networking up. And so usually those people that you are very intimidated by, or the organizer of the group, or the group X instructor, or the manager, or the people that you kind of get intimidated by, those are who you should go meet, because how the levels of leadership work is that leaders will never follow a leader that has a lower leadership number than they have. And so typically those people that you might be intimidated by, they have a similar leadership level to you or higher. And so if you can do that, what that forces you to do is raise your leadership level, but so then it will also attract in more leaders. So that's a random side note. So go and network up with the people that intimidate you, but give them a compliment. It can be something as simple as I love workout clothes. I love Lululemon. I love a cute tank top. I love cute shoes. If someone has really good energy in the class or whatever, just strike up a conversation with them. And so that can be oh my gosh, I love your shirt. Where did you get that? I have to go get that. And us girls, we love to share about where we got our stuff. And if it's a good sale, I'm totally in, and I'm going to go get the shirt probably tomorrow, or I'm just going to order it online. Strike up a conversation. You say, when are you going to come next? We should, I'd love to work out with you again. Or, do you live around here? Because a lot of times people will go to a gym that's close to where they live or to where they work. And so, oh yeah, are you on Facebook? We should just connect on Facebook or grab coffee sometime. And so then that's a great way just to continue to get that contact information. And then when they start to see your Facebook and how great you are, how live you are, or before and after pictures, or whatever that might be, that's just great ways to start those conversations.
Sorry, I'm not sure what all this background noise is. Okay. Awesome. And then real quick, when I did the three-way call with you, I was just, we hear a lot of training, we've all been listening to podcasts, and that's why we wanted to bring different leaders from Isagenix on for you guys, because, we all hear a lot of the same things over and over, but how we take them and use them can be different. But when we did the three-way call, Charity, where you were helping Cassidy on my team, just as far as, and I love the part, how, just taking ownership and what we know. And I don't know if you can elaborate a little bit on that, but, even when you're coaching your people or when you're talking to your people, letting them know this is a lifestyle, that we're doing, and really being proud of who we are and what we're doing. And so I don't know if you remember any of that part of the three-way of that call that we did, but if you could just, because I just loved your approach, and I was like, Charity, you're so amazing. So I just feel like the whole team could benefit from that if you remember that part of the call, and if you could just, talk a little bit more about that, and how you approach people, or when you're coaching people or talking to them about Isagenix. Just, you go into this knowing 100% without a doubt this is going to change your life, and and this is why, and this is what you need to do. For this is a lifestyle change, and these are the things that you need to do. So if you don't, your approach on that, if you could share that with the team.
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to Isagenix, or even when it comes to working out, it does have to be a lifestyle. And so what I love to share with people is that I can't want it more for them than they want it for themselves. And so what that does is it gives them the responsibility and the choice to take responsibility for their health. I'm sure you guys have heard the analogy, if you were to work out for 30 days and then all of a sudden stop, your muscles are going to go back into deterioration, and you're going to get your body's going to go back to how it was. And it's the same thing with our nutrition. Our food will consistently be nutrient deficient. And so we are always going to need a vitamin. We are always going to need greens. We are always going to need probably that shake for recovery. We're always going to need a fish oil for brain function. And so these are just kind of some basic recommendations. But like I said, when I start someone, I also make sure that they know that they are responsible for their results. And so how I coach people is I give them the power of choice. I'm not a fan of taking something away, because when you think about our brain doesn't process negative. And so when you think about a green ball, or when I say don't think about a green ball, your brain automatically has to think about the green ball before it can not think about the green ball. So if you guys have kids, if you say don't cross the street, they're going to cross the street, or their brain has to think about crossing the street before it can't cross the street. So if you give them a direct command instead of an indirect command, so if you say, think about a red ball, the green ball isn't even in the picture. And so if you say, well, you can't have pizza when you're coaching someone with their products, all their brain is going to want to do is they just want pizza. Have any of you guys experienced that? Maybe hands up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right? You say like, oh yeah, you can't have wine, or you can't have pizza, or you can't have coffee. And all of a sudden they're just like, that's all I want. Like, now you're taking something away that I might have a relationship with, depending on that person. And so what I like to say is that you have a choice, and every choice that you make is going to get you either closer to your goals or further away from your goals. And so when you give them that empowerment and that choice, then they know that, okay, in this moment, I can either choose that healthy turkey panini, or, a good, nice Caesar salad, or, this fish and rice, or whatever it might be, or I can choose the pizza. Well, what choice will get me to my goals quicker? Right? It's kind of like if you're going to drive to Disneyland, well, sure, you can like take a detour and a little exit and then get back on the main road. But if you detour and detour and detour and detour, you're going to end up like in New Jersey or something, right? So you don't want like your entire journey to be a detour. You want to end up at Disneyland. But really giving them that choice, and just allowing them to take responsibility for it is going to be huge. And then what that also does is it lets you off the hook. And not because you don't want to be on the hook, but it is their responsibility, and it really empowers them. And then I want to just share it, like, so is your business. Like, you guys are responsible for your business. It's not your upline. It's not your downline. It's not your sideline. It's not Jim and Kathy Coover. I know Peta Kelly, on her training, on her CD, the Isagenix sells on isasalestools.com, I think. She has a great analogy, and it's called the hot dog. And it's not, everyone has the same hot dog. We all have the same products. We all have the same tools. We all have the same resources. It's what you do with the hot dog that matters. And when it comes to network marketing, it's not about how long you've been in compared to the number of conversations that you've had. So you can have 100 conversations over 100 days, or you can have 100 conversations over 10 days. And you're obviously going to get a lot quicker and faster results with those 100 conversations in 10 days versus the 100 days. And so yeah, so take responsibility, you guys. It's not anybody else's responsibility but yours. It's not anybody else's fault but yours. And this is, like I said, I have to preach myself to this, because there was a time in my business where I blamed my upline for not supporting me, or not calling me, or not checking in on me, or not knowing that my cycles were down this week, or I was in this victim mindset. And that was something that I really had to overcome. And so really take responsibility for it, you guys. And are you doing the actions? Are you doing the daily actions that it's going to take to have the conversations, to do the follow-ups, to meet the new people, to reach out to your team? But that should only be 20%. So if you're looking to your upline to hold you accountable, that's not their job. They should only be working with the team 20% and bringing in new people and making new connections 80% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And not that your upline doesn't love you, not that they don't support you, not that they don't want to dream with you, not that they don't want the best for you, because they do. And I know that Anne does, and she's amazing. Mm-hmm. But also understand, you guys, that you guys need to take responsibility for this. And so this is your business, and you guys each have the capability inside of you to be 6-figure earners, to be 7-figure earners, to be at the 2-star retreat with us in New Mexico, to be up on stage, to lose the 50 pounds, to lose the 20 pounds, whatever it might be. You guys have that power inside of you. And so all you have to do is step into that and really trust that.
Wow. I'm speechless. All right. That was amazing. So I'm going to unmute. Do you guys have any questions at all for Charity before we let her go back to her family in Mexico? Anybody? All right. If you're not following her on Facebook, make sure you do. So I was confused because she's got a couple different, because I had messaged her. I'm like, why isn't she getting back to me? But it's the profile pic with her and her husband, and her husband's holding her baby, and she's looking at her baby. That's the one and she's very good at responding very quickly, even in Mexico. I had no idea. I am so thankful that you did this for us. So if you want to follow Charity, that's the one, because she's got a couple of different ones that I've been following. Anyway, and so if you have a question specific, that's the one that to instant messenger on. So
yeah, absolutely. And then I have so I do have a couple Facebook accounts just for different branding reasons. And then I also have a YouTube page that I started uploading videos to.
What is that?
So if you just search my name, so Charity Majors, and then maybe Isagenix, I think there's one other Charity Majors that has some random other business videos on there.
Okay.
But just Charity Majors, Isagenix, I started doing ones with some of the stats and the figures that are in the videos, with, even just verbiage on some good questions to get to in conversations. So how to get people to ask about their health, how to network up, all of that fun stuff. So it's all there for you guys. So dig in, not that I'm perfect, not that I've arrived, nor will I ever arrive, but I just really wanted to put out some resources for my team, and just for whoever else wanted them. So
awesome. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Before Charity goes, is there anything? All right. Well, thank you so much, Charity. We really, really appreciate your time and just everything you offer to Isagenix. And thank you for pouring into us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, of course. Thanks for having me, you guys. And please, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help in any way that I can.
All right. Thank you, dear.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Take care. All right. So for the rest of you guys, I know that Jess had posted in our group, if you're trying to do the post, the weekly post that she does, so look in that. She put that up. I think that's it. She didn't send me anything as far as, if you're going to the retreat, make sure you RSVP, because if we don't have enough people able to go, she's going to have to cancel. I don't know what the magic number is as far as how many people we need, but if you can, please try to come, because it will be amazing. So, just saying. All right. Does anyone have any questions or anything they want to talk about? No? All right. Well, thank you guys for jumping on. I hope that was helpful. You know, if there's ever a speaker that you would like to hear from that you've been following on Facebook, let Jess or I know, because we know a lot of people just from doing like the 2-star and the different trainings, you know, or that we've met along the way. So we don't know everybody, but you know what, even if we don't know them, we'll still reach out to them and try to get them to come on, because so many people have so much valuable information. It's just kind of nice to hear it, you know, from different people's perspectives. So if there is anybody that you like or that you follow and you'd like to connect, you know, have them on a team call, let us know. Yay. All right. Well, thank you. I'm going to try it, and I'll post this, do my best to post it. I'm not an expert in this, but I will do my best. But thank you for hopping on.